What's up, guys? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today we have quite a lot to talk about. We are about to enter the last lap before this coin hits its all-time high and turns XRP holders into millionaires. Yes, guys, XRP and Ripple are about to shake the whole crypto community. That said, let's roll that beautiful intro. As always, welcome back to MoneySide, your favorite crypto news channel. If you're new here, welcome to the XRP fam. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our daily crypto news updates. Now back to today's topic. We'll rev those engines with this tweet from Reborn13, where he says, people selling XRP at the beginning of the year because of the SEC lawsuit. People selling XRP to jump on the meme coin craze 3 months ago. People selling XRP because of the XDC hype 1 month ago. Now people selling XRP to jump on the squint train. Without a doubt, this coin has had a rough start ever since the lawsuit with the SEC, and that's only half of it. Like the tweet says, once the lawsuit happened, most began selling their cryptos to jump to the meme coins. Everyone seems to be jumping away from this crypto because of one reason or the other, but mostly because of the hype coins. Unfortunately, the hype coins do not last long. And with that in mind, instead of making good returns from your investment capital, you are likely to crash and burn. That's the unfortunate side of purchasing a coin because of the hype and not because you believe in their mission. Hands down, XRP and Ripple aim at making a difference in the crypto community. They have a vast following and an excellent roadmap. Ripple has made amazing partnerships with the world's elite businesses, including central banks. Show me a meme or hype coin that's come close to making a decent partnership with major players in the fiat world. That's right, none. Meaning you might make a few profits here and there with a meme and hype coins, but in the long run you will potentially lose all your investment. It's just a matter of time. Luminous Design also pointed out an interesting line of thought with this tweet, saying there are tons of cryptos, and I bet only very few will survive. I think Bitcoin and Ethereum will go down. When this kicks out, I hope everyone has their stuff off exchanges. XRP, XLM, and maybe 1 to 6 more. Gold, silver, please. When you stack, and have your families in your head. So the simplest and most straightforward idea is that XRP's success doesn't depend at all on the two crypto giants, that is, Bitcoin and Ethereum. In fact, XRP actually challenges these two coins' thrones because it plans to overthrow them all. Above all, XRP is bridging the gap between crypto and fiat currencies, whereas Bitcoin and Ethereum only want to exist as the sole medium of exchange. That's why it's been difficult for the government and other fiat-friendly firms to adopt cryptocurrencies completely. But all of that is about to change. XRP will ensure the two worlds merge to create a better and more effective ecosystem that works to ensure both crypto and fiat exist in harmony. Moving on for that, we have another tweet here from NiloAngelo314 that says, I wonder what would happen if Ethereum and Bitcoin collapsed. So much money. Everyone else jumped onto this trend, commenting that most of the money will go to XRP, and I'll have to agree with them. XRP is the next big thing in the crypto space since it has all the factors needed for the next phase of cryptos. Let's be honest here, cryptocurrencies were originally created to challenge the fiat currency, and with good reason. Big corporations and governments only felt the benefits of fiat currencies. There were so many regulations in the fiat world that it was nearly impossible to make a generational fortune without a direct connection from someone in the government until crypto. Cryptos made it so that the commoner can now make money by simply holding on to assets. The best part about this asset is that it made so many millionaires before crypto had nothing to do with it. Now we're reaching a point where governments and big corporations will fully adopt cryptos. The beauty of this is that the somewhat illegal side of cryptos will no longer exist. That's because the whole society will have accepted cryptos as a medium of exchange. For that to happen, we need a bridge currency that will unite both worlds. That's exactly what XRP is trying to achieve with its RippleNet framework. If you haven't noticed, RippleNet would only lure the big fiat firms into the cryptocurrency world. The framework offers fast cross-border transfers with on-demand liquidity that's based on XRP. So essentially, central banks working with Ripple are already implementing blockchain technology into their activities. So why not start a CBDC? As a matter of fact, Ripple also encourages the formation of CBDCs, and the company has stated on their website that they are pro-CBDC. In my perspective, Ripple is actually pushing the central banks to adopt cryptocurrencies, but in a softer way. which I must admit seems like it's working. The only thing that's stalling XRP's price from skyrocketing is the SEC lawsuit. Yep, you heard that right. An article published on FXStreet.com says a lot about this event. The article reads, XRP price stalls in tandem with SEC v. Ripple lawsuit. XRP price has been uneventful after its 10-day rally as it starts to lack decisiveness, much like the $1.3 billion lawsuit filed by the SEC against Ripple Labs. In late July, Ripple requested the court take into consideration a statement by SEC Commissioners Hester Peirce and Elad Roisman that has been used as support for the blockchain firm to oppose the agency's motion to strike its fair notice defense. The two commissioners' statement was referenced by Ripple in its argument that there was a lack of clarity on what the law requires for market participants around the application of securities laws to cryptocurrencies. The SEC stated in response that the commissioners' views did not reflect the position of the agency, and what they say in public would not be relevant to the financial watchdog's argument that Ripple violated securities law. Ripple further argued that the SEC's arguments regarding the two commissioners highlight that the agency's position is legally untenable. Further, the blockchain firm's lawyers stated that previous cases, including Kik and Telegram, did not involve any claims against individual defendants. Therefore, the lawyers responded that Ripple executives Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen should not be accused of knowing and recklessly disregarding the legal consequences of their actions when they sold XRP. Attorney Pasquale Guerriere recently filed a notice of appearance on behalf of the SEC, which indicates that no settlement deal would be on the table. Although Ripple filed for a settlement earlier this year, attorney Jeremy Hogan believes that the addition of a new lawyer for the agency makes it look like there will not be any resolution in the near term. James K. Filan, an attorney familiar with the case, said based on his experience that a settlement is unlikely to happen anytime soon. He added, "This is a war. I think we should settle in for the long haul." Here's the most interesting part of it all. Once the SEC lets Ripple go, this company will be virtually unstoppable. That's because Ripple has made connections with Ethereum, central banks, and even governments. The launch of Flare will ensure you can use XRP on the infamous dApps platform, hence giving this coin more value in the crypto world. And that's not all. Ripple has already implemented its cross-border network with several central banks. Guys, XRP's bullish trend is up on the horizon. That's because the SEC and Ripple are rumored to be talking about a settlement. When that happens, you are going to all see the new wave of crypto millionaires soon. We expect XRP to hit $2 or even $5 and continue to soar even higher. Yes, guys, this coin will be headed straight to the moon and beyond. I've said this time and time again, XRP has so much potential and will likely be the leading coin. We just have to give it time, and everything will unfold in front of our eyes. Speaking of which, time now to take a look at the technical analysis to understand how the price action in this coin is speculated to move. That should help us better anticipate what will happen with XRP in the coming days and its future. Now, with that in mind, let's take a look at the charts. XRP's price failed to extend the bullish leg to 80 cents following gains over the weekend. Ripple hunts for support at the 50 SMA to avert losses under 70 cents. The MACD and RSI reinforce the bearish outlook, leaving XRP vulnerable to losses. Ripple's price has continued with an upward roll started after July's worst sell-off that saw it plummet to 52 cents. The International Money Transfer Token seems to have restored investor interest, especially with the launch of the On-Demand Liquidity ODL remittance corridor between Japan and the Philippines. The payments corridor, tapping into Ripple's flagship blockchain service, is significant because of the nearly $2 billion a year remittance market between the two companies. Following this news, XRP made hastes, stepping above 70 cents. The bullish leg stretched toward 80 cents over the weekend but stalled around 78 cents on some exchanges like Bitfinex. XRP price engages reverse gears at full throttle. Ripple is trading in at 72 cents in the wake of rejection from 78 cents. Since the recovery began last month, the price action shaped in an ascending parallel pattern. The channel's upper edge contributed to the overhead pressure, cutting short XRP's bid for 80 cents and $1. Besides, a break under the middle boundary appears to have put bears completely in control. Hence, Ripple needs to hold the support at the 50 SMA and the channel's lower boundary. This will ensure that losses do not stretch to 70 cents and explore levels further down. It is worth mentioning that the short-term technical picture is mainly bearish, starting with the MACD. A sell signal from this trend following tool appeared when the 12-day EMA crossed below the 26-day EMA. Note that the odds for a bearish outlook soar as the MACD moves closer to the mean line. RSI adds credibility to the bearish narrative, especially with the ongoing retreat from the oversold region. Sellers will be getting more aggressive if the RSI confirms movement below the midline and closes the gap to the oversold area. As always, trade with care, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. Tell us what you think in the comment section below and let's have a conversation. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and to click on the subscribe button below. Turn on notifications so you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thank you again, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.